It's 12:05 in the afternoon, and you just received a phone call from your child's school. It's very unusual for the school to be calling at this time, so you answer the phone in a rush. The school's principal immediately informs you that your child has passed out in the middle of class, and an ambulance is on the way to pick them up. For the parents to come to the school as soon as they can, that it's a very big emergency. In a frantic, she drops everything into the phone and rushes to the school to find her son unconscious, cold out on the back of a stretcher off to the hospital. With no idea about what is going on or what even has happened, with nobody to give her information. This random obstacle, once they get to the hospital, they finally get the child stable and come to find out the mother receives the news that her child has had an overdose on Xanax along with chasing them with vodka and had just enough time to get him there to get him back. The mother, of course, breaks down and has no words to even say, as she can't even get any words out. She doesn't understand. Her son has never been around drugs, nor talked about drugs, or even thought that he'd done any drugs. How does he even know about any of these things, she begins to wonder, or was it her mistake that she didn't educate him well enough about it? She didn't even know that he was taking pills or that he even drank any at all. But little did he know that the pills he was taking, that they actually almost took him. Drugs are becoming more common in today's society within the school communities, which is very scary for parents and school faculty. It's not just becoming a problem, but more of a very dangerous major problem, as many kids are beginning to bring drugs to school to share with their friends. I understand that you can't control a person's actions at all times, nor can you be with your kids 24/7 in the day. Along with school comes new things to try, peer pressure, and along social media, all these same guidelines. It seems it doesn't matter what we drill into young teens' heads about drugs, drinking, and partying, they still just don't quite get it until it's too late. According to the National Center on Addiction and Substance Abuse, out of a survey, they concluded out of 1,003 children, 86% of the students are aware and have seen drug activity within the school, which are within school hours. More than half of them knew the exact spot to go to pursue such actions such as drugs or drinking. 44% of the students actually know somebody that sells drugs at school or is actually even their friend. Not only is this taking place at just public schools, but also private schools as well. As the students are to say, their schools are now starting to begin to be drug infected. The question is, though, how do we stop this terrible outburst of drugs being shared in schools? Well, we don't. We simply can't. We can't go to school and watch every single thing the students do, but we can provide cautious drug prevention and have random drug testing in schools as a drug prevention within the school. Of course, drug testing should never be taken as a standalone response to a drug problem, but more of a component of broader prevention, intervention, and treatment programs with the common goal of reducing students' drug use. The primary purpose of drug testing is to not punish students who use drugs, but to prevent drug abuse, and to help students who have already become on drugs to become drug-free. If a student tests positive for drugs, schools can respond to the individuals and situation. If a student tests positive for drug use but has not yet progressed to addiction, the school can require counseling and follow-up testing. For students diagnosed with addiction, parents and a school administrator can refer them to effective drug treatment programs to begin the recovery process for them. Adolescents' brains and bodies are still developing, and this makes them especially vulnerable to the harmful effects of the drug use. Most teens do not use drugs, but for those that do, it can lead to a wide range of adverse effects on their behavior and health. In June 2002, the U.S. Supreme Court broadened the authority of public schools to test students for illegal drugs. Voting 5-4 in the Potawatomi County versus Earls, the court ruled to allow random drug tests participating in competitive extra activities. The ruling greatly expanded the scope of school drug testing, which previously had been allowed for only student athletes. A school or school district that is interested in adopting a student drug testing program should seek legal expertise expertise so that it complies with all federal, state, and local laws. Individual state constitutions may dictate different legal thresholds for allowing student drug testing. Communities interested in starting student drug testing programs should become familiar with the law in their respective states to ensure proper compliance. I cannot imagine having a child and receiving the devastating phone call that my child is basically dead and has overdosed. Could you? This is why we as a community need to step up and do all we can to help drug prevention, starting with drug tests in schools, public and private, in hopes to reduce the sharing of drugs within the school community and help keeping our children alive with a safe education. Thank you.